Hey, so what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the latest poetry breakdown. I mentioned this one in last week's video that because I already had two of these done at the same time, and my editor just looked at both of them real quick, told me what he thought, and these were two of the easier poems that he was able to look at for me. So, Marcus, when or if ever you end up seeing this, thank you. I appreciate it. So, this poem is titled I Can Be Your Villain. The backstory behind this is a few years ago, someone that I was once friends with completely cut me off from their life. Simple as that. I was removed from all social media accounts. They blocked my number. A couple other things too. Well, fast forward a few years later, and the person wants to act like nothing ever happened. And I'm not that good a liar. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works. And I had a couple people tell me, don't you think you need to forgive and forget? Isn't it time to move on? And another poem that I'm probably going to be sharing soon as well, titled High on Nostalgia, where the situation's one of the many things that inspired that, is the whole, but you two used to be such good friends. And I said no. Regardless of what anyone says, I'm standing my ground on this one because there's things I was not ready to share with other people on this. And it went from when the situation first happened to people treating me like I was a victim when I wasn't. It's just something that happened. To me now being the bad guy because I wasn't willing to let this person back in my life. So that is what inspired this particular poem. So let's break down this particular poem. First few lines are, only person I need to focus on is me. I'll do anything to keep my inner peace. The way I looked at it in this situation is bringing this person back into my life is not a good move for more than one reason. And part of that reason is one of the things that I felt like I had worked on over the years is my inner peace. I'm not as destructive as I used to be. I handle my emotional issues a little bit better. I'm not saying I'm better emotionally. I'm just saying I've learned how to handle certain things better. And I feel like bringing this person back in, not a good idea. Protect myself even if it means locking you out. Say whatever, start your slander now. The first part of this is pretty much a repeat of the I'll do anything to keep my inner peace. The main person I need to focus on in this world is myself. I can't do anything for others if I'm not in a good place on my end. And one of the things that's going to keep me at helping that, being in that spot, is limiting or outright not giving access of me to other people. And this individual is one of those people. Say whatever, start your slander now. There were some things that were said about me, and every time someone would ask me, like, hey, look, so-and-so said that you said this or you said that. Regardless of whether it was true or not, I was like, sure, whatever. I wasn't about to make an issue out of it. I didn't want to further the situation. I was just like, all right, sure, and I moved on because I felt like that was the best thing to do. If it means I'm the villain, I will take that name, but your absence in my life, that will never change. I was outright called the villain in this case. It was, how could you do something to someone that you're close with? Why would you do something? That is a very cold move. That is a villainous move. Like, someone straight up said those words to me, like, that is a cold move, that is a villainous move. Believe me, I thought about trying to put those exact words in this poem, but it just didn't fit the flow of it. But your absence in my life, that will never change. Like I said, the way I feel about this is some people aren't allowed access anymore. And because of that, that's where I stand on this. So this person will never have access to me like that again. You were the one that chose to burn the bridge. I'm not repairing the damage that you did. I'm not the one that cut this person off. I'm the one that got cut off. So, yes, this person did indeed burn that bridge. I'm not repairing the damage that you did. Why should I rebuild something that I didn't burn? That's how I look at it. And I stand behind that. Like, there's so many reasons behind why I feel this way, and I'm standing my ground. So go ahead and say that I'm filled with hate, but I'm standing my ground every single day. Again, I was told that I was being a very cold-hearted person for not welcoming this person back into my life. It is what it is. So yeah. If that means that if you say that I hate someone, then I guess that's how you feel about it. Personally, I'm not hating the person. I'm just saying that was then and this is now. But I'm standing my ground every single day. This line is a little bit much, but it does fit the flow and the type of rhyme scheme I was going for with this particular poem. But basically, I'm standing my ground on what I'm saying. Like, this is how I feel about this situation. I'm not going to change how I feel because it's going to make someone else feel better. That would be compromising my own personal morals, and that's just not where I am with this. I will take it all, the truth and the lies. I accept that I'm the villain in your eyes. Some of the things that were brought up to me in this situation, I can 100% say, yes, some of it was true. Some of it, not so true. But like I said, I didn't want to make a situation out of it, so I just said, sure, whatever, and moved on with everything. And the closing line, I accept that I am the villain in your eyes. It goes back to the title of the poem, which is titled, I Can Be Your Villain. So if this person now perceives me to be the bad guy for how I feel about this, then so be it. I can't really change that. And all the potential ways to potentially change the situation would be me compromising myself. And I don't think this person nor anyone deserves that or has earned it from my end. Simple as that. So that is the breakdown for I Can Be Your Villain. I have not done the thumbnail image yet, so that is why it is currently not up for saving just yet, but I will be setting that up to go up at the usual time of 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday for anyone that wants to check it out. And before I go, I want to give a shout out to the wonderful people at Dubby. This time around, I got the Beach and Peach. Being in the partner program, I get extra emails from the people that run it, and the guy in charge mentioned before in one of the emails that this is actually his favorite flavor. So when it came time to try something out, I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this one. If the person in charge himself says that this is one of his favorite flavors, I got to try it. And I've got my shaker filled with Peach and Peach. This one is really, really good. The peach flavor is definitely there, but it's not so strong and overwhelming that you just get like knocked down with the flavors and all that stuff. So for those that have seen the videos where I was talking about the Dub Sludge flavor and not wanting something sour, the Peach and Peach is not a sour flavor and it gives you the energy boost that you need for the day. So I highly recommend getting this one. And if you check the pinned comment down below, w.gg, use my code WRITER10 to get yourself a discount on your needed energy boost. So if you need something that is not sour, I recommend the Peach and Peach. But that is going to do it for this one. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see? Leave a thumbs up. Comment down below. Are you going to get yourself some Dubby? And what are your thoughts on the poem, I Can Be Your Villain? And to those that have listened to the other poems so far from No More Secrets, what is your favorite poem that I have shared so far? Well, that is going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.